obviously two teams that were, fighting, scratching, and clawing and trying to get a win with everything we've been through and they've been through. I don't know, probably other than us. I mean, they've had some injuries. With everything they've been through, I was really impressed with how hard their kids fought. I thought they really fought. Sanders obviously was a load today. I thought the kid, Laurent, played really well. Played 50 minutes in the game. Thought he was really good. And I know they're glad to have him back after he was out for a spell. And we had some guys out as well today. But I thought neither team, necessarily had any excuses. They just fought and battled and made plays. And, I thought it was a pretty high-level intensity game. We weren't perfect. I mean, we had some execution errors here and there, but I'm sure Eddie will, say the same thing about, their guys. And, as a coach, you feel like sometimes when it's regulation, 3 overtimes, inopportune times, maybe some things that we could control that we could get a little bit better at. But, our kids dug it out. I think the thing that stands out for me is all 9 guys that played did something glaringly positive to help the game, whether it's Tate making both of his free throws, whether it's Alex Austin going 2 for 2 and being in during key defensive stops, whether it's Maverick Morgan going 10 for 13 from the field, being efficient, whether it's Hill and Nunn combining for 25 rebounds, whether it's Khalid Lewis 8-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. I thought Williams and Jordan's minutes, they played 24 minutes today and didn't have a turnover. That's huge for freshmen on the road. Williams was 3 for 5 in addition to that, and I thought really had a good look in his eyes and had practiced well leading into the game. And then obviously J. Cole, 6 for 14 from 3. A lot of them were big shots in the guts of the game. He's a big-time shot maker, and we needed every single one of them. So I'm happy for our guys. I'm proud of our guys. And we beat a team that fought us tooth and nail. Questions?
Coach, you played with the lead only about 13 minutes. Can you talk about the resiliency?
Yeah, for sure. We talked about embracing the challenge. We knew Finke was out. Obviously Thorne, Black, Abrams, all those guys are out and have been out for some time. Then we get Finke out. And to be honest with you, we weren't sure whether Nunn was going to be able to go until right before the tip-off. And so, we had talked about, hey, it is what it is. We're going to play 5 guys. They've been through some injuries too, and let's try to figure it out. And I thought our guys did a great job. There were times where we had lineups out there, to be quite honest. I'm sure Eddie's been through the same thing. I watched some of their tape, and they had some lineups with 5 guards. Here somewhat recently, I understand that. I mean, we had to do it today. Other than Lewis, Tate, and Morgan, every guy that played, the other 6 guys had to play out of position today. Which limits what you can call, and you're trying to figure it out for the first time in a game setting with those lineups. Eddie's lived it, and you just, I think for me, the thing I took from it was our resiliency, but I thought they were awful resilient too. I don't want to miss an opportunity to say that just because they came out of the losing end does not mean they weren't resilient, or that they didn't compete. They competed, and it was a high-level game from a competitive standpoint, from an intensity standpoint.
Coach, it seems simplistic to say, what did Lingler the 3 overtimes? But what do you think that you could put in their mind for 3 overtimes of games like this?
Well, you mean in terms of how we can build on it? Well, obviously, we've now had about 4 in a row where the last 4 games we've split the 4, but I've started to sense some resiliency in our crew. At Minnesota we were down 5 with a minute to go. Against Ohio State we were down 13 with 5 or 6 to go and came back and sent it to overtime. We've made some plays in the guts of the game, which I think bodes well for us moving forward in terms of building on that. I think that's a good thing for our group.
Coach, how did you get your team to regroup? After that first OT, you lose a 7-point lead in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
On a crazy 3 by Sanders. Your team had to be a little shell-shocked. How did you regather?
Just trying to stay the course. Obviously the kid made a big shot. We did what a lot of teams do on the first shot he missed. We stargazed. And then he stayed with the play, and I think we thought that was his first shot was going to be the last shot. Next thing you know, he picks up the ball, keeps playing, and nails the 3. Our press offense there, normally the kid who takes it out for us in those situations is, unfortunately, was in street clothes today, Finke. And so we had Malcolm doing that rather than being the receiver. He was the inbounder, and, it just kind of is what it is. We had a couple turnovers there. where we traveled. We had 1 turnover on a pass. We went 1 for 2 from the line with Lewis, and Rutgers took advantage of that, and they kept fighting. Give them credit. A lot of teams down 7 with 30 seconds to go wouldn't show that type of resiliency, and they did.
Coach Morgan's ability to be effective for you guys with 4 fouls.
Yeah, that was big, huge. We were just holding on, hoping he wouldn't get the 5th. And I don't know what the amount of minutes was that he played with the 4, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what that number is, but
Yeah.
it made a big difference for us in the game that we could keep him in there. Obviously he was effective, as you guys saw, in some pick and roll situations with Hill, and made some shots there. He has a gift as a center to make 15 to 17 foot jumpers, and we needed every single one of them to get it done.
John talked a couple of weeks ago about the playing time differential between Khalid and Jay Tate. Today was kind of a home game for Khalid, I guess. Is that part of the reason?
No, I felt like it just so happened, obviously, he was home, but, obviously, we're going to need both of them. I've said that, Rob, but we kind of made a decision as a staff that, or at least I did, that I thought, maybe we, try to go with both guys in terms of playing them both, obviously, and they're going to continue to do that. But giving Khalid more minutes, more of an opportunity, based on some statistics I had when he was in the game and what I saw in practice, it was kind of a gut feel. And today, obviously, he played really well and played well with those extra minutes. 8 assists, 1 turn. I thought he was really, really good defensively.
Time for 1 or 2 more if we have it here. Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.